Hello and welcome to this very special conversation. I have with me India's tennis star Sumit Nagal, who became the first Indian tennis player to win an ATP tournament on European clay. Sumit, congrats on this massive feat. Like I said, first Indian to win an ATP tournament on clay court in Europe. How much does this achievement mean to you personally?
First of all, thank you for the kind words and thanks for having me here. How does it feel? I would say it felt very relaxed, calm, at the same time confident that I was able to do it. I was able to win a tournament after going through what I had to last 3-4 years. To be honest, when I played the tournament, when I was playing qualies, I didn't think I would be holding the title. I took the tournament and matches day by day, seeing how far I would get. Because at this time, every match you win, you're happy with it. You especially when you've not won so much, you don't want to go in the tournament thinking of finals. It's a big joy for me, for my family, for the people that are working with me or have worked with me in last few months with my injuries, with my tennis, with my mental training, with my fitness. It means a lot to all of them.
You mentioned your injury. It brings me to that injury that you sustained. You underwent a hip surgery in 2021. How are you feeling physically now? And because we could see you moving freely while you were playing, how has it been shaping up for you?
So to give you a little update about the past, like how you mentioned, this hip surgery went. I came back in the summer. When I started playing again in the summer, I got another injury on my left side of my ab, which again I was out for 6 weeks. Then I started playing again in August. In September, I started playing good tennis again, and in October I ended up getting COVID again. That was the second time that year. So I was like, listen, I just want to be done with this year. Came home. I started playing well in India when we had these 3 challengers. Again, unfortunate, the second week of Bangalore, first round I was playing and I tore a muscle in my right groin. And I was like, okay, I'll just try to finish this tournament and finish a tournament in Pune. Again, I was out for 4-5 weeks. So it was very frustrating, it was very tough mentally because with tennis, how I see it is my game is I need to play a lot of matches to be out there. Because for me, it's very important how I move and how confident I am with my moving. And if you don't have so much confidence, you kind of double thought yourself saying, listen, is this possible? Is this not possible? Right. Then when I came back, I lost qualies of first 2 tournaments where I was like, okay, trying things. I was not sure how the leg would feel. And after that, I played a week before where I played in Italy as well. I qualified, won a round. Then things started getting better, and that was the first time I felt good again after Indian tournament. And last week when I ended up playing 7 tournaments, actually body touch wood, the body felt very, very good.
Now that you are back, how important do you feel it is to take it one day at a time so that you don't really rush yourself physically?
For sure, exactly. That's why I took the last week off, as in this week off after the tournament. We decided to take some time off, just do a bit of training, let the body calm down a bit, and then play again. Currently, I'm in Austria for another Challenger tournament, and I'm doing everything I can to keep my body well. Whatever that is, rehab, stretching, ice bath, sauna, whatever you said, I'm doing it. I just hope, because these are things like it's not in my control, I don't know what's going to happen to me. But like I said, all I can do is my best and hope for the best.
Right. You talked about the physical aspect of it. Let's also talk about the mental side of it. How much does an injury like this affect a sportsperson mentally, and how did you process it? And has this career-threatening injury given you a different perspective altogether?
I think injuries are very important to athletes. There are very few athletes in the world who never get injured. Very, very few, I would say, So it's coming sooner or later. It's how you deal with it. I think everyone's ready to deal with 1 or 2 in their, depending on how long the time span is. When you get injured a lot and when you're playing good tennis, and you get injured and you're playing good tennis again, I think that gets very frustrating, Then it's very important to have good people around you to make your day a little bit easier, to work on the right things, to focus on the right things, and not let yourself to be alone too much. This is how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong, and keep yourself busy with something else. Let's say if you're injured and you cannot hit your right, you have a problem with your right hand. Let's say, for example, you can't really hit forehands. But then, you go out on the court, you hit some backhands, you try to be still be involved with tennis and not be just away from it. Sometimes it's tough. I mean, if you get a broken hip and you cannot stand on the court, that's a different story. But at the same goes to, you go to fitness, because if you can't really do your right shoulder, there's still a lot of body parts, you can work a lot. So I think it's still very important to keep yourself busy, keep yourself involved, because once you start going away, it's very tough to get back. Because if you're not in the gym or on the court for 2 months and you come back, it will take you another 2-3 months to feel right. Because unfortunately with my hip, it was very tough to stand on the court, right? But then when I started playing slowly, I was doing more of backhands and more of like just standing and hitting. To be honest with you, after the surgery and after that, I was able to compete, which was April. Till August end or September, I was sore every day on my right side, no matter what. It was like this. Every day I would wake up with a sore hip.
Well, you mentioned about important people. Talk to us about your relationship with Somdev Devvarman on and off the court. He has been your coach for some time. How much has he helped you get back on track?
I mean, very funny part. Back in 2015, me and him had a very, very deep conversation about going to college. Okay, this is when he started coming in my life. Okay, he sent an email at least like this big with like, I don't know, like 1,000 words. I replied saying, I'll get back to you on the weekend. And he lost it. I never got back to him, and he was so pissed. And he saw me in a few months, and he goes, "Bro, that's the last time I will ever send you an email." I said, "I'm so sorry." I was in Wimbledon week that time, and I won the tournament, and I was like in doubles, and I was like, okay, just forget it. Since then, I've learned a lot from him. He's been involved on court, off court. I was very close to get a shoulder surgery back in 2016, and he was the first one to say, "Bro, don't do it. I tell you right now, I went through it and it was miserable. Don't do it." I ended up not doing it, and luckily the shoulder worked for me. Then back again, 2018, 19. I started seeing him in some tournaments. He wasn't playing, but he would just come around. I asked him in 2020 to come for a tournament in Bangalore. That was the first time he came, more as a let's say coach / friend. And then he joined the academy that I'm working with, in Nensel Tennis Academy in Pine, to do some few weeks with the academy or with me, whatever the academy needs it. So this was last year when I came out of the surgery. That was my first trip with him. I didn't do too well, but I learned a lot. How the body should feel, how I need to play tennis. Last few months has been very much about how I gotta be playing 30 all points, 40-30 points. He's trying to teach me a lot of tennis work. Especially when he played, he was very good at seeing tennis. For me, I've always said it, I was never as good as him to see the tennis. Maybe I hit the forehand better than him. That's it. But he was very good at seeing, okay, if this guy is struggling like this, I'm going to make sure to play 150 balls right here for 3 hours.
Well, this is the on-court work that he has been doing with you, but off-court as well. I mean, he's a colorful character who brings a lot of energy. How do you see him? How do you see that side of him?
That is very true. Off-court, he's a very different person. With me, it's incredible. Like you said, no, he brings a lot of lot of energy, but at the same time, he's very, very calm. You never see Somdev getting. It's very. If he's mad, he's really, really mad. With me, I'm very hyper, and on other side, he's very relaxed. When I'm like this, he's like, bro, just stay calm. just like 3 words he'll say, and I'll be like, okay, no, like leave it. Then he came up with the rule when he's traveling with me that I'm not supposed to use my phone when I wake up, anytime at the meal, before practice, during practice, after practice, at least like 30 minutes or 15 to 30 minutes of time slot, and no phone around the meal. So he said, listen, at least I want you to be alone with your thoughts, you eat without your phone, this and that. I said, yeah, I mean, I had few bad days with the phone, it's not like I'm talking, but I'm watching something, you just go one video, 2 video, 3 videos, which is pretty bad. I mean, I would suggest people to not do this.
Well, that's also because you fall in the Gen Z category yourself. So you can't really stay away from your phone, right?
That's true. I mean, but they're different type. There are people who like to chat. There are people who like to watch TikTok or Instagram. I'm more of a YouTube guy. So if I'm spending 8 hours, 8 hours on my phone, I am, let's say, 6 hours on YouTube or 5 hours just watching stuff. That's it.
Now, not a lot of people might know this, but another important figure in your life is Virat Kohli. Tell our fans about your association with him and the kind of influence that he has had in your career.
I mean, I'm not sure if people know about it. His foundation was one of the first foundation to come up and help me from 2017 till 2020, something like this, for about 4 years. It was very nice of him. It was very nice of the donors to do this. As a sport athlete to athlete, I will always say he's done a lot. He's done a lot for the cricket team. He's done a lot for any athletes in India. I mean, he was one of the few ones to come forward and help other sports people as well, other kids from the other sport, and I'll always have respect to him. I have not had too many chats with him, but he's always, whenever I qualified for my first slam, when I played Roger, when I won a round in a slam, he was one of the few ones to come up and say, listen, congratulations, keep it up, we are proud of you, this and that. And it was, I mean, he didn't have to. I mean, I understand he's got a lot of things going around, he has enough things on his plate. But like I said, he was the first one to come up and say, listen, we are proud of you, keep it up, and we shall see you progress more and more.
Well, you mentioned Roger Federer there, and I'm sure every time you have given an interview, that discussion automatically diverts to your match against Roger Federer, whom you stretched to 4 sets in the 2019 US Open. Just to refresh the memories of your fans, what was that experience like
for you?
I mean, I was, let's say, before going to the court, a night before, I was very nervous. I was struggling to sleep. I was sweating. I didn't sleep much, and then I woke up, let's say 8, 9. I had a breakfast, and because I was playing in the evening, so I knew I had enough time, right? Around lunchtime, I took a nap again. That's when I said, okay, listen, this is it. You don't have much time now. So I went to the stadium, this and blah, blah, did my thing, stepped on the court. First few games were definitely a little bit of nervousness. Then got better and better. And I would say the match, whatever, technical, whatever you can say. But as an experience to qualify for your first slam, I think was a reward to play Roger in your career, because I mean that was the last time that was the only chance I had, since he's retired. There's no way that So I don't think I can complain about it. Very much fun. Great experience for me, for my family.
I'm sure it would have been a great experience for you playing against Roger Federer. But more importantly, do you want to tell your fans that, look, there is more to me than that one match?
I mean, for sure. If you look at the results, I have done quite few things that I mean, Indian singles players have not done recently. If that is to qualify for a slam, or to win a round in a slam, to play Olympics and to win a round in Olympics, then to be the first Indian to win on a South American clay, then to Europe. The tennis is there. It's just like how I said it earlier. It just, you need to be fit enough, you just need to be there to play 30 weeks a year. If I can do that, I am sure I will deliver. I will deliver better tournaments. I will be there. If you're not healthy enough to play, it doesn't matter how good you are. You don't get a chance. So I hope in future I can do that. I can stay healthy and play the bigger tournaments. And I promise to myself, I know this, that I'm capable of doing better things.
All right. What are you hoping to achieve from the rest of the season, and what are your goals for the rest of the season?
One is for sure to stay injury free. That is the biggest goal. Second would be I would like to be close to 100, where I can give my chance to be a main draw first slam next year.
Yeah.
So they'll be the biggest goal. Yeah, these two.
All right. Before we end, here is a quick rapid fire. You know the rules, so let's go. Roger Federer or Rafa Nadal, and let me add Djokovic to this list.
I know people will not agree with me on that, but if you ask a tennis player, a lot of people will say, listen, what Djokovic has done in last few years, it's remarkable.
All right. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Night person.
A sports person you admire outside of tennis?
Virat.
Winning the Davis Cup for India or winning a Grand Slam?
I'm sorry, but I think I will go with Grand Slam.
Which IPL team do you support?
RCB. I know they've never won it. That's also me.
Or Virat Kohli or MS Dhoni?
Kohli.
A profession you would have taken up had you not been a tennis player?
Oof. It keeps changing. If you had asked me 3 years ago, it would have been a different answer. And now I would have probably said maybe something to do with real estate.
All right. Sumit Nagal, thank you very much for speaking to NDTV. I hope that you stay injury-free, and we hope to see you in a Grand Slam next year. So thank you very much.
Have a good day. Thank you.